This is Tokyo Airport, the board that shows you where to get your luggage. But since this board is from the 90s and you can't get each and every airline on it, you have to rely on the signs like this one. Handwritten signs are everywhere, which of course goes against the high-tech expectations of the people coming here. And the Japanese just love all the sort of signs. I mean, look, here's the schedule, but the schedule has, look, additional information. And then there's another piece of additional information. And if that's not enough, there is still more at the bottom. I mean, there's a huge number of ads pasted on top of the other, which you have to read, probably understand, and most likely forgive. And well, here's a ticket terminal. Okay, the terminal interface is translated, of course, but there's a piece of paper pasted here. Clearly, it's about 1,000 yen. But what about 1,000 yen? Of course, you can take your phone, take a picture, use a translator, and it will explain what it says here. But why is it like this? Why is it done with a piece of paper? And the subway has these robotic assistants. Let's see if it even works or not. Hello? Hello? Great, it's all in Japanese. Oh no, you can switch it to English. English.
How may we help you?
Let's see if it can tell us the way to the airport or not. How can I get to the airport?
I'm sorry that I cannot be of help to you.
It says it can't help. Hello? How can I get to the airport? The robot is broken. Well, that's high tech for you. What can I say? It's very high tech. Too high to tell me how to get to the airport. But it looks cool, guys. A tourist information desk that looks like a robot. That's really cool. This is the Tokyo Suburban Express, an hour, and it costs 950 yen. That's about $7. So if you compare it to Indian trains, it probably looks luxurious, but actually there's no Wi-Fi, no phone chargers. There's almost no phone chargers in this Japanese public transport. And you can easily find yourself with your phone not working by the end of the day because there's nowhere to charge it. The seats are pretty shabby, pretty average quality. Again, if you compare it to the Indian trains, it's luxurious. But if you compare it to the best practices, it's pretty average, or it's a below average train. In terms of following any rules, the Japanese are not as pedantic as Koreans. For instance, for example, in Korea, there are seats on the trains for pregnant women. Japan, of course, has them too. But if in Korea only pregnant women actually sit on such seats, here such seats can be labeled, for example, like this. And you see, all of these seats are like this, but it seems like there's a lot of pregnant men in this carriage. And it's not like all the women here are pregnant. Now, that's a very Japanese thing. Paid back parking. This is where you pay. There's a camera watching. And it looks like bikes can only be parked in this paid parking lot. You see, they're fastened here with a chain like this, but if you think that the Japanese are so law-abiding, here's a bike next to it, the paid parking lot. But not only that, outside the paid parking lot, here are a whole lot of bikes that are for free. And here, there's a sign that says, no bicycles allowed. Ta-da! Here too is paid bicycle parking. Please note that there are free spaces, not many. But all the Japanese are so law-abiding because a lot of them just park their bikes nearby in free, well, illegal by Japanese standards, bike spaces. They even have a special sign here, no bicycle parking. Yes? Well, basically, that's the answer to the question of how law-abiding the Japanese really are. I mean, they are law-abiding, of course, but there are some exceptions. These guys are very popular anime character stores in Japan. You can buy a doll from a manga here. What should I choose? There are, for example, these gorgeous girls right here. There's a whole box of them, all kinds of girls. Schoolgirls in skirts are very popular in anime. You can see how many there are here. For some reason, we didn't have girls like this in my school, as you can see. I don't know. Let's see. Did you have schoolgirls like this?
Kayabakura. This is a place so-called Kayabakura, where you come, a girl sits down at your table and entertains you. You order her a drink, you order yourself a drink, then she says, I want another drink. You order her another drink, then another drink. So you end up spending quite a lot of money.
Well, does it have to do with sex?
Nah, if you regularly go to the same place a lot of times, you can ask her to meet you outside of that place, and she can basically do that. Everybody comes here for it, so it's an enticement. You have to go many, 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 many times, spend many, many, many dollars. She'll realize that you're rich, and she'll go somewhere else with you. This system is designed to extract as much money from you as possible. The Japanese always said to me, Alex, you should never go alone because it's all done in such a way as to pull out more. She says, oh, I want to drink champagne. Well, you wouldn't say, I don't want to drink champagne. Of course, you'd have to get the most expensive bottle of champagne. They'll pour it out and say, there you go. And she'll say, thank you very much. And this money-grabbing system only works so well, especially for single Japanese people who, what are they supposed to do? Well, they are happy to treat a beautiful girl to some alcohol.
Well, there's usually got to be something more than champagne.
In Japan, no. In Japan, it seems to me many sarariman, working people after work, they understand they have a wife at home. The one they have been, or say no one is waiting for them. They're like, why should I go home? And then a young, beautiful woman sits there smiling, saying, are you tired at work? Talk to me. Tell me about your problems. And it's like going to a psychologist. This helps them relieve all the stress. Sex is not so important. It's important that someone there will comfort you and make you feel young and desirable again.
Is it easy for a foreigner to meet a Japanese girl? Is it easy for a foreign guy, for example, to start dating a Japanese girl?
I don't think it's very difficult.
Meishan is a friend of Sasha Rayevsky. She agreed to talk about the particularities of female-male relationships in Japan. I've heard the Japanese women really like foreigners.
Well, gaijins. Europeans do look unusual to us. And that can be appealing and attractive. It's like a curiosity. It's something rare. That's why they may seem more interesting.
They say that Japanese are pretty reserved, that they don't allow insiders in quickly. How long should a guy go out with a girl before they are considered a couple?
Well, of course, it's different for everyone. I met a guy who was pretty straightforward on the very first date. He said, let's be a couple from now on. I've been there. Well, the standard is, as early as on the third date, you can talk about something serious.
I've heard that there's a ritual for the beginning of a relationship between a guy and a girl, which is called something like kokuhaku.
I like the kokuhaku tradition a lot. Some people, of course, nowadays, start a relationship just like that, without any rituals. But in my opinion, when you say, I love you, let's start dating each other, it looks much more beautiful.
So if a girl accepts kokuhaku, they can have sex afterwards, right?
Well, I guess you can.
And this, guys, is Japanese Instagram. If Instagram were offline. Japanese stars, those are so-called Instagram models all over the world. But only here, it's not online, but in form of special cards, take their photos and sell them, and special stores. That is, that you can come here, and if you like the girls, don't know what her name is, but she is famous here, and you can buy her like this, like this, like this, like this, whatever you want, basically. I mean, this is her Instagram feed, so to say. Here, there's another Japanese celebrity's Instagram feed, and there's another one. Moreover, there are more offline feeds which are already sold out. Some of them cost 5,000 yen. Some are cheaper, and that's pretty rare. This one cost 1,800 yen. So this is what Instagram would look like if the internet hadn't been invented. In Japan, they're very attentive to men's beauty. And makeup stores have huge departments that are just for men. Look, they're waxing strips, but specifically male chest hair removal. For pulling out hair. Or here, for example, let's see, special stickers like these. These are for nose waxing. You stick them up your nose, right up there, and you pull it up. Pull out their hair. A huge number of powders, lipsticks, special products for eyelashes. It's all for men. Recycling in Japan began in earnest in the 90s, when the suburbs of large cities turned into one big dump. They even tried to make islands out of waste, including part of the new reclaimed territories in Tokyo. So Japan was also expanding with the help of garbage. Now, however, only soil from subways construction and mining operations is used for new islands. Despite the absence of garbage cans, or maybe because of it, large Japanese cities are incredibly clean. It's hard to find even a single abandoned piece of paper or cigarette butt in Tokyo. The locals have developed a habit of carrying their garbage home with them, and even foreigners who come here quickly adapt to this habit. In Japan, however, even this is not always what it seems. Guys, everyone knows that Japan is very clean. There are no garbage cans in the cities. People do not litter, but collect the garbage and take it with them. Then they sort it, send it to recycling plants, and so on. You see, there are signs here, like on this side of the road. You can't litter. There's a fine for violating the rule. Now guys, let's look around. Ta-da! What's all that? What's all of it? What's all of this? And all over there. Let's look at what's going on over there, guys. Just look at what the curb has turned into. Yeah. It's all, literally all of it is covered in garbage. Guys, it's just a dump in the woods. I mean it. Just a dump. Look, a real dump in the woods. A kind of a bucket. There's another bucket over there. It's unreal. Outside the city, the Japanese seem to totally forget about all the rules and throw everything on the side of the road. From the bus window, I saw refrigerators, wheels, and furniture. Guys, it's unreal what they have on the side of the road. The woods are just completely full of garbage. Unbelievable amount of trash in the woods. Bottles, wrappers, just wow. It's an unbelievable amount of garbage on the side of the road in Japan. Japanese women just love short skirts or short shorts. And it's still quite cool. And you can wear a jacket or even a down jacket on top, and underneath, bare legs. Well, I must say it suits them. A lot of people wear a variation of school skirts. In general, the image of a sexy schoolgirl is extremely popular in the country. This phenomenon is called kogyaru, or a bit close to the English ko-girl, which can be translated as high school girl. The fashion for short school skirts with knee socks started in the 80s, after the 1997 movie Kogirls by Masato Harada. This image became closely associated with love for sale. Journalists talked about the new enko phenomenon of young girls finding a sugar daddy to pay for their outfits. This tradition is hinted at in the Cool Western movie about Japan, Lost in Translation, where an older actor starts a relationship with a young girl in Tokyo, even though she's no longer a schoolgirl. I'll speak quietly because you're not allowed to talk on the Tokyo subway. You can't even talk on the phone. There are special signs that forbid it. These are the rules in all Japanese public transportation, so that people can sleep peacefully on the train and no one disturbs them. The subway in Tokyo is convenient as possible. Look, not only are there benches, but there is a shelf on top where you can put your luggage. But they put their luggage there. No one steals it. Besides, all announcements are in Japanese and English. And what is very convenient, there are these screens that show you not only where you are, but where you're going, what the next station is, but also which carriage you are in and near which carriage will be a transition, which door will be the nearest to the transition when you get off the next station, so that you can figure out where to go. In addition, the station has not only a name, which can sound quite long and complicated in Japanese, but also numerical values. That is, each station has a number and you can navigate very easily. Here in the station name, JK20, JK20, this is the station 20 on JK line. In Japan, there is an extremely advantageous railroad pass. You pay once and then you ride on many subway lines in Tokyo, on many high-speed rail lines, and so on. And the procedure for buying the ticket is so typical of Japanese high-tech. You go on the website, choose what dates you want to ride, what class of service you need, and so on. Next, it will ask for your address. Well, you might think that an email address to send you a ticket, well, no. It asks for your street name, house, number, zip code, all of that. I was surprised. I even called them asking, why do you need my address? Where do I live? They said, what do you mean? To send you the ticket, of course. Guys, ta-da! This is the ticket. I had a courier bring it to me. It's in a plastic file like this. What's more, you can't lose it. There's only one copy of it. They don't send it by email because how could you possibly do that? I can't remember the last time I held a paper ticket for any form of transportation. Probably 20 years ago when I had little books for airplanes instead of tickets. You know, if you remember after check-in, after boarding, you had to tear off a piece of paper. Real little books, something like that still exists here in Japan. What's more, I now have to exchange it in a ticket special office for a specific train ticket, which will also be paper. High-tech, high-tech. But the JR Pass allows unlimited travel on the Shinkansen, the most convenient high-speed rail system in the world, in my opinion. Guys, these are Japan's famous high-speed trains, the Shinkansen. The most convenient way to get around the country if you're traveling long distance. They have special marking here, numbers of carriages, so that people can find them beforehand. Get in line and the train arrives. Quickly jump in, because the train stops just for a minute or two, and everybody has to get in on it and go. But the coolest thing about the Shinkansen is that they run all the time, like the subway. Just look at the schedule. There's a high-speed train every 10 minutes, and from this platform and every other platform. As a result, you can get around Japan on the Shinkansen the way that you get around the city in a subway. If you miss one, you get on the next one, and if you don't catch the next one, then you take a third one. It's convenient and fast. Okay, guys, let's go in. Oh. I didn't have the time to take my seat, and the train had already started. Mine's right here by the window. Look, to be honest, I was expecting more. There don't seem to be any chargers here. Oh no, there's an outlet down there. An outlet. And just look here, like an airplane, you can close the shade. You see the plastic in the regular carriage? It's just smooth and plain. Now come on, let's show you what it's like in the business class. And here, guys, look at the plastic in the business class. Also plain, but with some kind of a feather texture. It's beautiful. And it's nicer and quieter here, of course. It's interesting that in such trains, as well as in the subway, they asked you to switch your phone off to silent mode. No talking in the carriages under any circumstances. If you want to talk, you have to go outside into the vestibule. Moreover, modern Shinkansen have announcements. Make sure that your computer keyboard doesn't click too loudly, so as to not wake up a person next to you. For safety reasons, the carriages are constantly inspected by a special employee. For the same purpose, luggage may be left behind the backs of the seats only if it has been registered in advance. Otherwise, you have to store it on the shelves above the seats. All employees of the railroad bow to the passengers when entering and leaving the carriage.